Hey guys, this is Hannah. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. If this is your first video, hello, how are you? Today, as you can tell by the title, we're talking all about preparing orchestral excerpts for auditions. So at the collegiate level and the professional level for sure, as well as some community ensembles, a lot of them will use orchestral excerpts as audition music. So if you're interested in learning more about the process and how to prepare these excerpts, be sure to like the video down below, leave a comment, and if you like these videos and want to see more, please be sure to subscribe to my channel. All right, so what are orchestral excerpts? Orchestral excerpts, they're tons of different ones, and they fall into a few categories. Some are straight solos. Your instrument, in my case flute or piccolo, is just playing out and from the orchestra, and it's the melody, and it has the melody by itself, or that part. You might also find solo duos of sorts. A good one that I think of is the Bolero excerpt for the piccolo. There's the piccolo player has a piccolo part, and then the flute 2 player switches to piccolo, and they play the same thing at the same time. There's also other piccolo duets, and there are flute duets, and yeah, so kind of a duo, a sort of soli as well. There's a Rossini excerpt for piccolo where the piccolo is playing with the violins, but it's still a big excerpt. So they come in all shapes and sizes. A lot of them you can find in books like this, Orchestral Excerpts for Flute. If you're a piccolo player, there's also Orchestral Excerpts for Piccolo, which I will link both of those books down below if you want to check them out. But yeah, they have all the standard excerpts that you can expect to see in auditions, and there are tons of other editions of excerpts as well, but those are just the ones I have. So why are they part of auditions? Is it's a good way for everyone to play the same thing. You know, when you let everyone audition with their choice of piece, yeah, it's great because everyone can showcase their strengths and be the best player that they want to be, but it can be hard to compare someone's performance of, say, the Mozart Concerto in G with another person's performance of, like, the Bizet, L'Arlésienne, just examples, or like Debussy Syrinx. So having at least part of the audition be excerpts is it gives everyone same playing field, same music to play, and it can make it easier on anyone who's judging the audition to decide, okay, this person's a better fit for this part or whatever. So it's kind of why you might have one excerpt, or you might have as many as, I think with professional auditions there could be over a dozen that you might have to prepare. Depends on the audition and the process. So yeah, but now for how to prepare orchestral excerpts for auditions. So start early. As soon as you know what excerpts, break out your orchestral excerpt book, flip to the page that it's in, or go to your table of contents, find the composer, find the music, and if you're learning Beethoven Leonore Overture 3, there you go. Mark those with sticky note, or if you're like me, I use an iPad, so I just scanned all of those into my iPad, and start practicing them. Don't just get the music, practice it. If you don't have an orchestral excerpt book and they don't send you a PDF of the excerpts, you can go on IMSLP. I talked a bit about that app last week, and you can download the sheet music for it. So I'll link my IMSLP videos down below because I've done a couple of them. That way you can see, and you can find it. Of course, things like Prokofiev and other copyrighted composers you probably won't find on there, but you can find Bach, Mozart, Beethoven, all those. So then once you know, listen to the whole piece if you can. That way you can get a sense of the context of the part, what's going on around you in the orchestra. Yes, the orchestral excerpt books that I have come with piano parts where you could see what the other parts look like, but you may not know what instruments those are in and what you have to blend with. So, you want to listen to the whole piece, get a sense of what's happening before the excerpt, get a sense of what's happening after. That way you know kind of how to ease into the excerpt and ease out of it. And the good news about listening is you don't have to worry about doing it during your practicing. So if you are out driving right now, or if you're staying up late, getting up early, you can listen to the piece then. Though ideally you would have some free time to listen to it so that you can also, next point, study the score. So again, if you can get the full score on IMSLP, or even if you just have a piano reduction, that can help to see how your part fits, especially if it's not like a obvious solo excerpt, if it's not as much of a solo as some things, at least. So then, study the score, make notes to yourself. What's the rhythm like? What's the harmony like? If you don't play flute or piccolo, what instruments are playing higher than you? And unless you play like the double bass, what instruments are playing lower than you? Then start practicing those excerpts. Follow your usual routine, how you would learn any piece. Focus on the hard parts of the excerpt. If there's a bar or even just a couple notes, focus on those, drill those, play them slowly. If it's a faster excerpt, then slowly work up the tempos until you're at the posted tempo. I have plenty of blog posts and tips on that, so I will link to my blog below where you can check those out. Then get feedback as you're working. So if you have a chance to have lessons over the summer, that's great, especially if you're having lessons with your professor, if you're in college, or with the director of the ensemble that you're in, if it's, say, a flute choir or some sort of instrument-specific ensemble. I also offer performance checks, which are recordings that you submit to me, and then I will get back to you with my feedback. So if you want my input on how you're playing a certain excerpt or a certain part, please sign up. I will link to that down below. Then keep improving. So once you get feedback, work on it, take it to heart, or at least, well, in some cases you want to take it to heart. In some cases you might take it with a grain of salt, especially if you get feedback from someone who you might be competing against in the audition. They might say, "Oh, that's great," when really you might have something to improve. So don't be afraid to get multiple opinions if that's the case, or at least try to find someone who is not going to be biased. So you can keep improving with the feedback. Based on the feedback you get, you could record yourself so you can hear yourself play and make improvements based upon that. And then when it comes time for the audition, do your best. It's tricky and it can be hard. It can be easy to beat yourself up about a missed note or a wrong rhythm, but at that point, it's all you can do. You just got to get through it and get through it as best as you can. So those are pretty much all of my tips for preparing for orchestral excerpt auditions. I hope you guys liked this video. And again, I offer performance checks. I also offer live lessons. So if you don't have a teacher and you're looking for some regular guidance for auditions, or just to learn orchestral excerpts for the future, please check out the link in the description for my lesson studio, and I would love to work with you. So again, if you guys like this video, don't be afraid to give it a like and subscribe to my channel for more, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.